I wanted to talk a little bit about dress code because I've been seeing this trend on TikTok and Instagram. I didn't get to do this. I think it would have been super fun. But let's take a look at this TikTok real quick.
Huh? Got a jacket on. My mama see me walk out the house like this. What you said? I couldn't hear you. My headphones on.
It's turned off.
Oh God. Stop the cap. Oh God. Oh God.
Bro, leave me alone. My teacher said I could be out here. Stop.
Ladies, pay attention. We're taking notes. Can you
Hold
look
on.
up here?
I just gotta get this done. Just hold on.
If you're not watching it on YouTube, it is basically a video of teachers dressed as students, but not just dressed. They're also acting like students. It was cracking me up because I kept thinking like one of the teachers too, she's wearing like a crop top and sweatpants because she's dressed like a student. And she does, in fairness, look exactly like the students that I taught. But I don't know, for you, what were the dress code rules like for you at the schools that you taught at? Because that I would have gotten in trouble for that.
I feel like we're a similar age.
Mm-hmm.
And for growing up, it was like, okay, you got to put your hands down. It's got to be 2 inches below your fingertips.
Yep.
And then everything here is covered. But then there started to be the trend where guys would tear off their sleeves and essentially make like these tiny little lines like of their workout shirts and like nipples were out and everything. And so, you know, I think in high school, like I had this image of what the dress code was. And then in my student teaching, I remember being, you know, I'm young and I was teaching junior high and these girls were wearing stuff and everything was out. And I looked to I was with an older man and I was like, what do we do? He's like, I'll show you what we do. And he had the janitor come in, turn the air conditioning on to 50 degrees in the room. And so kids would come in and be like, brr, and they'd go get their own coat. And so I think from there on, I've always been of the mindset that I'm probably not going to say anything. I'm sorry to all my admin. I don't feel like that's my place.
Yeah.
And I also think that unless it's going to be distraction from education, like I actually don't notice half the time. Like we had a hat rule and all this stuff and spaghetti straps, all that weren't supposed to be allowed. And I just never noticed. Maybe I'm just dense. But I was focused on the kid and like the lesson.
Yeah.
The only time it was a distraction when it was like a costume. And that's something or if the face was covered in that, I never liked that. But I feel like that's a dull response. But I think to me, education is more important. Like I would rather you show up on time and try to work on your work if that was your focus rather than the dress code stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
But those videos are hilarious because every one of those, I can like name the students. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
right?
so-and-so and so-and-so. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. It cracked me up. I went to the school I went to like K through 12. It started out as just like regular-ish dress code. And then they went to uniforms for a while. And it was like, you could wear like Dickies pants and polo shirts. But the polo shirts couldn't be like the American Eagle female cut ones. They had to be like the man square cut ones. And like the rules were so kind of strange and obscure. But I remember being so angry because we had like the 2 inches from the fingertip thing for skirts, except that cheerleaders were allowed to wear their skirts. And cheer skirts are not 2 inches longer than the fingertips pretty much anywhere. And so they would have all of these really strict rules. And so a girl would be able to come to school or would get in trouble for wearing one that was like at the fingertips one day and then come to school in their cheer uniform the next day. And it's like 4 inches above their fingertips. And suddenly it's totally fine to wear around
it's in school spirit.
It's school spirit, of course. Anything for school spirit.
Well, that's like, I've been a wrestler forever. And so like our wrestlers, we have, you know, a lot of times they'll pull up the singlet on their thighs up to like all as high as it'll go because then you have better movement.
Yeah.
And you're not covering a whole lot. Like those things
singlets are
don't
not
leave
covering.
A lot to the imagination.
Yeah. There is
and so,
a lot going on there.
But it's school spirit, man.
It's gotta happen.
And I feel like there were also, I remember in high school, there was a homecoming pep rally thing. And I remember going and I taught at the same school I went to. And so that was something that was, you know, interesting. But I remember during the pep rally, essentially stripping down to just shorts and like dancing.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It was school spirit. And so like, again, it's really odd, the context.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want kids to be comfortable. I think what I've noticed is that it's fashion, yeah. But I also see kids that if they're wearing like the belly things, like they'll be trying to cover here. Or I know kids that are trying to keep creases out of their shoes. They have those little inserts, and then they're like Frankenstein walking all over the place.
Yeah.
I just be comfortable, man.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it was so funny because I asked on Instagram in preparation for this what some of the crazier rules were that people had seen at their schools for dress code. And one of the ones somebody said is that their administrator hated capri pants. And so no one was allowed to wear capri pants. Like the teachers, the students, like it was strictly forbidden to wear capri pants.
That's such a weird.
I know.
That's such a weird thing. I've never even. Oh my god.
Right, and another one said like no one is allowed to wear pink, which, as far as I'm aware, which I'm very naive when it comes to stuff like this. I don't think that's a common gang color, is it? Like
I don't think so either. No.
I know like blue and red, and like
and purple sometimes and gold, but
yeah, but
no,
pink?
Yeah, pink
is such a strange one.
It's the gang of feminism is what it is. It's terrifying.
Thank you so much for watching. Want more of Those Who Can't Do in your life? Well, you can watch the full episode right now. Just click on that little box over there. You see it? Right down there? There it is. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Okay, bye.